computer. Alrighty. Oh, Natasha's here. Just letting her jump on. Yeah, so tonight is really about, let me know what you do know about Cookidoo or what you would like to learn about Cookidoo. Alrighty, so if there's anything that you'd like to know more about or I haven't covered or anything like that, please let me know and I will definitely cover it. So I've got a bit of an idea of what I'm going to go through tonight. So menu planning, using your filters, being able to shop and use your grocery shopping list, importing recipes from Recipe Community, as well as creating your own recipes. So we're going to cover a lot and I'm kind of going to try and be as efficient as possible. So what we'll start with is I'm going to share my screen and open Cookidoo. Now, can everyone see that? No, that's Recipe Community. Can everyone see that? Yeah, Renee?
Yep. Yeah, I can see that. That's fantastic. Yeah.
Beautiful. All right. So Cookidoo, we are over 70,000 recipes at this moment. So I know a lot of you have purchased recently, so you would get your 6 months free and then you can continue that subscription. Now, I think it's something important to connect with your machine because it really allows you to get more out of your machine. In terms of finding different recipes and trying new things that you might potentially not usually do, because the amount of recipes on Cookidoo can sometimes even be overwhelming. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at searching, all right? So finding particular recipes. So if I just press search with nothing in it, it's going to give me the recipes based on my filters. So I've got Australia there, the UK, the US, and English. And that's pulled up nearly 8,500 recipes, okay? So I've kind of got this big chunk of recipes available to me. That's usually enough for me. I kind of stick with that, 8,500, usually get a good overview, all right, of different recipes. Now, I can either enlarge my, search or bring it down. So I'm going to press filters. And this is where I get to choose different elements of my search. So I can look up based on category. Now my husband's already said, what's for dessert? I just made lasagna, but still hungry apparently. So I'm about to do a search on desserts and sweets. So then I can pull up something focused. And if I scroll down, there's even baby food, snacks, drinks, bread and bread roll. There's so many like specifications and things that you can add. All right, next part is ingredients. This is something I really use often. So for example, I've got some beef mince. Beef mince. I don't know why, I've always got beef mince left over or have it in the freezer. So I'm going to put in beef mince into my ingredients list. What this does now is pulls up every beef mince recipe that is in that search. Okay, so we've now added beef mince to our filter and I've got 81 results. So if you're stuck for dinner and you're like, oh, I've got some beef mince, I've got some chicken tenderloins, I've got some black beans that I want to use, pop in that into your ingredients and it will give you the options. So here my dinner choice becomes really simple. Even if you want like a meat-free Monday or, beef mince on a Wednesday, chicken on a Thursday, this really helps keep your search focus. Agree, Renee? Yeah?
Yeah, definitely.
So there's 81 results and some really great stuff. Actually, that Joe Wooden wholesome meatball soup I wanted to try. Lots of people have said it's really good, so I want to give that a go. Okay, I'm going to take beef mince off. I'm going to press filters again and I'm going to keep scrolling down. Now I've got difficulty, prep time. Okay, so you can even search based on your prep time availability. Portions, that's super important, especially if people say I'm a family of 5, I've got only 2 of us, what can I do? Just pop in the portions and then you'll have specific results for that. So I've added in 2, I now have 351 results, okay? So if it's just you and hubby or you can bring that search down and just search for things that are made for 2. Okay, I'm going to cross off that. Scroll down, and now we have accessories. So this is actually new to Cookidoo. You can add what accessories you use. So say you want to add things that have the blade cover and peeler. So if you haven't got your blade cover and peeler, definitely look into getting it. But you can actually specify as well what accessory are used in your cook. English, and then country and region. Now, if I'm making a pasta sauce, and I know I say this all the time, but I tend to take off English and take off those countries, and I look for Italy, all right? And then I've got a great option of Italian sauces. Your recipe will be in Italian on your Thermomix, but if you use Google Translate on your phone, it's just an app, and you put it onto your screen, like face the camera to your screen on your Thermomix, it will actually convert the language into English, okay? So you're not having to do anything else by just, where's Google Translate? Google Translate, there it is. So you are able to use your camera. And then what that does is through the camera, it picks up the text and it will convert it into English, okay? So no matter what language comes up in your Thermomix, you can still absolutely use that recipe and cook with it, okay? If there's any questions or anything, please throw it onto the chat or take your mic off, like definitely open, okay? All right, so there's our filters, okay? Everyone good with filters? This is the teacher in me. Everyone good with filters? Next thing. Can't get the teacher out of me.
Nah.
Nah, it's inbuilt, isn't it, Renee?
It is, definitely. No. I think you covered it all.
Yeah. Alrighty. The other thing on this page in your search is if you want to use, I'm currently looking up recipes, but if you just click up here and press collections, I'm now looking at the collections or recipe books that are available on Cookidoo. So here we have 577 recipe books available, okay? You will never be stuck choosing something for dinner, for breakfast, for dessert. So here we have our new Black limited edition. Every time I do this, I swear there's about 10 other books available. They are constantly updating because remember, we're getting books from the US, the UK, and Australia. All those updates are being updated on Cookidoo. So the Black limited edition is there, St. Patrick's Day. This good food one is epic. I'm cooking something off that this week. Definitely check it out. Some really nice looking things. And this is where Cookidoo is amazing. It really makes you challenge your cooking, try something new, give it a go. Hits and misses with everything isn't there, but I can tell you 99% of the time they've been hits. This pizza oven is great. The book, if you've got your the Ivana, and yeah, could keep going and going. Always being updated. Okay, so you get a lot of bang for your buck with your Cookidoo subscription. So there's I'm
just going to stop you there for a second. I think it was Tam who asked the question. You can save the actual collection into your saved recipes. So do you just want to show maybe how to save a collection?
Yep, I'll do that. So let's do this black.
Good question. Yeah, great question.
This black bean brownie. Okay, so here's a recipe. I found it. I want to save it. So I can press cook today. See that green button? I can press that. That will send that directly to my Thermomix. All right, so that will be on the screen ready to go. I did that in the car, telling my husband over the phone, can you cook the bechamel for the lasagna? And he's like, oh, which one? This one? I'm like, the one that says, and I just literally scrolled, went to Cookidoo and pressed cook today and sent it to the machine. Okay, such a win. But that's literally how handy it can be because I sent it to the machine and I said, I tell all my customers how easy it is to use a Thermomix. Prove me right, like it's there, go for it. So that was literally today. So if you press cook today, it will send it directly to your Thermomix. Then you have the other options. So if you press add, you can bookmark it. I tend to not bookmark, it puts it in a pile, okay, like a pile of all these bookmarked recipes. There's no kind of order to it. You absolutely can if you want to divvy it out later, but I tend to not use bookmark. I tend to add it to a collection. So I've created collections. So if I press this button here, this cross, I can create one. All right, so I could do healthy sweets, dessert, whatever it might be. Okay. But I've got all these other folders I've already created. So I'm going to scroll down to sweet lunchbox snacks for the kids. This black bean brownie is actually amazing for that. So I'm going to press this one, and that's added it to my collection, my own personal folder. The other way I can add it is to my week. So I can choose tomorrow to add it to my calendar, which I have done. And the next one is add it to my shopping list. So then that's going to add all the ingredients to my shopping list. The last option is to add to created recipes. So part of 3.0 that is brand new is that you can adjust Thermomix recipes, Cookidoo ones, to your own liking. For example, I always use this, the wonton soup. Okay, we absolutely love it in our house. We eat it often, especially across winter. Now I know I double the garlic, double the ginger, double all the flavors. It was just a bit too bland for us and my family. Okay, so I know I double it. What I can do is add that to my created recipes and create the adjustments to suit my family. All right, so you have access to all the Cookidoo, all the recipes, and you're able to adjust it to your liking. Say you want to make something vegan or vegetarian, you can make them permanent fixtures in your Cookidoo, which means you can add it to your week, which means it's guided cooking, and which means it's easier to make in your Thermomix. So it's definitely worth putting in the effort to make the adjustments, add it in, and then it's there for whoever needs it. Hubby, children, whoever's going to cook with your Thermomix. So you can do a lot with the recipes now. You have a lot of freedom, and that's always been the case, but now even more so with 3.0. Any questions about that? Did that answer the question?
I'm just going to get you to maybe go back one step, Teresa. Can we just go into the collections? Let's search collections, collections. I think this is what Tammy meant.
Oh,
and then if we click on it, and then can we see that green button in the top right corner? That's saved. So you can save the whole book.
You can save the whole
come
book.
up.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I went into a whole deal, and that was literally the question.
No, that's fine.
Double whammy. I was going to do the other stuff anyway.
And then Tammy asked, how many devices can your account have access to? So this is the beautiful thing, is that you can actually have, I've got my phone connected, I've got my computer connected, and I can add extra things. So as long as you're accessing your account with your details, you can put it on hubby's phone, your kids' phones or devices, so everyone can use it, so everyone can contribute to meal planning or create their own recipe collection, so you know what everyone's interested in and liking. So good question again, Tammy. Thanks for that.
That's a pretty. So that's exactly what Renee said. That you can absolutely add it, and it just makes it easier because everyone can contribute to it as well. All right. Yeah. So when I saved that book, this is where you find it. So if you go to my recipes, I've got that book now saved here. Okay, that's where it lives. All collections are saved here. So
and I was just going to say, just in saying that, sometimes people get a little bit worried because they're like, oh, where did my created folders go? The collections, the books will sit at the top, and it will just push your folders that you've given designated names to the bottom of your list. So just scroll through that list and you'll be able to find all of that still.
Yep. And because that's where it says all, so they're all your books. Saved ones are the official books here, and created is my own personal folders.
Oh, right. Perfect. Yeah.
So see, here's the bookmark. See how they're just two loose ones that I haven't put anywhere. But then I can move them by pressing those three dots. Those three dots give you the option to move recipe, add to your week, or add to your shopping list. Okay. So everything's you can maneuver everything. Okay, so there's all the collections. There's our book. We're going to go to my week. Okay, so here we go. This is my menu planning for the week. Lasagna bolognese, which is what we had tonight. Cheese puffs. The 4-year-old is just hanging on about them all day, so I made them. Wants another batch. I refused. I was like, everything's clean, not happening. Black bean brownies, which we just added. Oh, we added Tuesday too. So tomorrow night is curry, chicken curry, pie. That was from that book I said I was going to try something out of. We've got risotto. You get the idea. Okay, so I'm actually planned till Monday next week because we didn't eat the rice salad this week. So what I did, I just went move it to another day and moved it to the following week. So I just find that I'm so much more organized because I've constantly got something in my menu planner. All right. So once you've done that, you can show ingredients of your shopping list. Okay. So anything that is on my weekly planner, I can add it to my shopping list. Okay. You've got to add it to your shopping list. So here we have all the baking ingredients, beverages, it's all categorized. So if I was to walk around a supermarket, I could absolutely have that easily visible.
Does it reach to the
So I can look at categories or by recipes. All right, so there's the options. Now, the options here, I can share it. All right, so I can copy it, email it, all that kind of stuff. Or I can print it. Hi. Or I can, yeah, share or print. They're the options. Sorry, I got distracted by the little one. He's found me. The next option is to press order ingredients, and now it's going to be sent to Woolworths. Okay, so anything on that shopping list will end up on a Woolworths cart where I can swap the item. Say I don't want the organic option and I actually want some Cadbury's, I can select it and change the item. Okay, you can add extra things. So if I scroll down to the bottom of my shopping list, you can add additional items. So say your normal stuff like dishwashing liquid, deodorant, whatever it might be, you just add it to the bottom like I added Vegemite, and that will add it to your shopping list. So it can legitimately be your shopping for everything, okay? You can add grapes, apples, bananas, all those other extra bits and pieces that you need, and it will be added to your shopping list, okay? So if I press order ingredients and we scroll down, he's gone and got a jar of olives. Oh, my children.
Out of all things.
Of all things. A jar of olives. And he's scooping them out and putting them in a bowl.
I'm sure you'd be happier with olives rather than a block of chocolate.
It could be worse. It could be worse. We've got Vegemite squeezy there. All right. So it does put in your normal items into your shop. So you can legitimately just do one big shop and you're done. You can get delivery, click and collect, all that kind of stuff. All right. So you've got that option too. And if I go back, I think that's it for my week. Any questions about the weekly planner? No. Pretty good. All right.
Maybe just a quick show that if you put it on the wrong day, you can move it as well.
Oh,
I feel like that's always something. I put it on cook today and then, yeah.
So he's going to want Brazilian cheese puffs guaranteed tomorrow. So I can move to another day, press that one. I'm going to move it to tomorrow, Tuesday, press save. And there they are.
Push it.
Brazilian cheese puffs.
Yeah. And another reason why that one is good is if you don't cook something like Teresa said, you have to move it on the day of it's going to be cooked, or else it will just disappear into the abyss. So it's good to move it like, oh, I don't have time to do that, or rejiggle. Just make sure you do that on the day of, or else you've got to go relocate and add it to your list again.
You know what I just thought about as well? With your shopping list, say you've got coconut sugar and you've got baking powder, you can just tick them off and press the little tick box and they will remove it from your shop. Okay, so then you're not adding or ordering anything you don't actually need. Filtered water, pretty good with water. I'm going to tick that off. You get the idea?
Yeah.
Okay. So we've covered. We'll go.
Sorry, just one other one. Tammy had another question. Can you add things to multiple days? You would just have to go back to the recipe and add it. Is that correct? Because obviously you've got brownie in there twice.
Add to my week, so I could add it on the 17th.
And it should pop up.
Yeah, the 19th, press save. And there it is.
Multiple
times.
Yeah, so just go back to the calendar for that one, Tammy. And I feel like there was something else I was going to say in regards to what you just said. Oh, the other thing is if you want to double a recipe, you just have to add those ingredients to your list twice. And then on your shopping list, it will actually have a little ×2 number. So you know that you've ordered it twice. If you want to change that, you just click the dots near the number and you have the chance to remove how many you want to remove. So that's just another great tip to make your shopping so much more effective and cost effective, to make sure you're getting what you need for the week. And I can see Teresa's already got a little number 2. Yeah, there you go. Already done.
Exactly what you said. Yeah, so that's the my week covered. All right, the last bit of tonight. Okay, I know I usually go through this a little bit quicker, but I just want to make sure everything is covered properly. So sorry. I'd like to be efficient on these things. We will now go through. Oh, so your main page has definitely got like, it's like a little Google front page. It picks up, you know, so most cooked, the hot cross buns have started. These brioche hot cross buns, you must make them. They are phenomenal. Try and stop at one batch. You won't. So this gives you kind of overview. The latest recipes will pop up. So it's, you know, keeping you up to date. It's like a little Facebook feed, you know, of all the up to date, all the new stuff. This is something new that has come out. So in created recipes, you can actually make them into guided cooking recipes by instructing it what to do. Okay. Now, when it went into dough mode, blend mode, it wasn't allowing us to do that originally, but now it is. It's allowing us to put in the dough option, the blender option, turbo, and warm up. So that's great.
Wow.
So yeah, it means that created recipes are going to be even more fluid and more able to do guided cooking. All right, we're going to do that creating recipes. I'm going to press my recipes and go to created recipes. Now, these are all the recipes that I have either created myself. I don't think I have, like, no. They are from either recipe community or anything that I may have adjusted from Cookidoo. Okay, they're your 3 options with created recipes. If you have a TM6, you'll be able to put this onto your screen. I think everyone does have a TM6. So Vegemite and cheese scrolls. It says it's imported by me, and this was grabbed from the recipe community. I'm going to show you recipe community. Anything on recipe community can be added safely to your Cookidoo. Okay, what you can't do is say like a skinny mixes recipe or something like that. If you were to import something like that into your Cookidoo, it would actually play with the privacy and copyright stuff. Okay, so that's not recommended that you do that. But recipe community, you can go for absolute gold. Your own personal recipes, absolutely add them. And anything from Cookidoo and adjusted, yep, absolutely. Okay, so you still got stacks of options. So these ones were from recipe community. You can still press cook today. You can still add it to your week and your shopping list, and you can still edit and adjust the recipe. Okay, it's purely flexible. So if I scroll down, this is what was imported by the recipe community. Okay, I'm going to adjust this recipe because see how it's all in one chunk. I'm going to show you how to do that. Let's import something first. All right, so here's recipe community. It's recipecommunity.com.au. It is where consultants, customers, anyone can pop a Thermomix recipe up. Okay, there's some hits, there's some misses, there's some ones that people swear by. Okay, and I've definitely found some of those. So here is lunchbox pizza scrolls. It's got 4 stars, 28 votes. Sounds good to me. All right, I'm going to press that. I'm going to add it to my Cookidoo. So now, sorry. Now what I can do here is I can scroll down. Here's all the instructions, even photos that they've added. I'm like, yep, I'm going to add that to my Cookidoo. There's a button. Okay, they've made it so simple. I'm just going to press that add to Cookidoo. It says, do you want to add it to your Cookidoo? Yes, I do. Confirm. And there it is. It is that simple. So anything that's on recipe community, you know, jams, dinners, desserts, all of that, you can absolutely upload them. There's the photo, there's the heading. I can adjust everything. I can add prep time, anything. Okay, so this recipe has actually come into 3 chunks. Okay, so that was good. So that means it will come up as 3 separate guided cooking steps. So I'm going to press edit. And here it says preheat oven to 200 degrees, line a baking tray with baking powder, add self-raising flour, milk and butter, and chop speed 7 for 10 seconds. Now I want to adjust that to make that guided cooking. Okay. So see how I press the link. You can only do this on a computer. You cannot do this on your phone. Okay. Or your machine. I'm going to press cooking settings. So actually, hang on one sec. I'm going to highlight this because that's the cooking instructions. Press cooking settings. So for 7 seconds, no temperature, speed 10. Tick that off. I'll delete that bit. That underlined highlighted bit will now come on my screen on my Thermomix as an instruction. So it will have 7 seconds, speed 10. I will just have to turn the dial now. If I had left it how it was previously, I would have had to do it manually, which is fine. But if you want to make it guided, that's how you do it. Highlight, you're telling the machine what to do. I want it for 7 seconds, speed 10. Now for this part, the ingredients. I want to know what the measurements are. So now I'm going to press my little scales. Have a look how simple they've made it. It pops up with the measurement. So I'm adding self-raising flour, 300 grams. I'm adding, it's fiddly. It is fiddly, but once you've done it once, you've done it. I'm going to add milk. And I'm going to add butter. Where was the butter? There it is. So that means on my Thermomix, it will actually have the instructions. Add 300 grams of flour, add 140 grams of milk, okay? And it will be guided. You can absolutely do it manually or not, okay? If you love the recipe, it's worth it. Press tick, we're done. Okay, so that will come up on my screen. Now, let's see if the dough works. Let's press it. Select speed. Where's the dough? See, this is new to us. We haven't
hasn't been discussed very much yet.
Hasn't been, no, it's brand new. I can't see it for now, but that's okay. So I would do that for my whole recipe. Press confirm and we are done. I could even actually adjust the measurements. Say I want to double it. All right, 600 grams of self-raising, 60 grams of butter, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, so if you want to have a double batch, you can actually implement that already into your ingredients. So you don't have to think about it. Okay.
Just always with double batching, just make sure that you do know that the double batch capacity fits into your jug.
Tammy's just asked, can you share created
Yes.
recipes? No, you can't. Whatever's on your machine or your Cookidoo is yours. It can't be shared today. Who knows in the future? Don't know, but it's purely for privacy, not privacy, for
It's the Copyright Act.
Yeah. And how a recipient's added to community, recipe community, anyone can go into recipe community. Okay, so that's why, use the ratings as a guide as well to help you see if it's a great recipe or not. But there is so much on there. So some of my options.
And just for anyone who doesn't know, Recipe Community is actually just a web page. So you can just Google Thermomix Recipe Community and it will come up, jump on and scroll to your heart's content because there is a heap on there.
Yeah, if you thought Cookidoo was full on.
Yeah.
It just added a stack more of Recipe Community. Okay. So some ones I've added, the Baker's Delight rolls, Chelsea from my branch, her crunchy slice, some yogurt, shredded chicken. So my basic shredded chicken I use pretty much weekly. I've added that now so I don't have to work out what the function is. I can shred chicken and corn soup, the breads, all those kinds of things. There's space for 100 at this point, so keep that in mind as well. So they are my recipes. Now, if I want to add my own recipe, so they're from Recipe Community. There's a green plus sign at the bottom, and I'm going to press Create Recipe. I'll just write crunchy slice because that was what was in my head. So you put in your title, can be grandma's cake, whatever it might be. You can upload an image, add in your ingredients, add in your steps. Okay, and then your own personal recipes, you know, some old classic favorites or whatever you like, you can actually add them and make them into guided cooking. So it just opens up the options. I'll show you with this as well before, this will be the last thing. See how this has transferred as one big step. I'll show you how to edit it. Sorry, our little faces.
And just while you're doing that, also, if you're going to do your own personal recipe, if you already have it typed into a just to a Word doc, it's easier just to cut and paste your instructions across. So just if you're going to do some pre-planning, or if it's an old recipe you've got written out in a book, maybe type it up first in a Word doc, and then you can cut and paste it nice and quickly, and then spend the time doing your function processing.
Yes. Yeah. So with this, what you can do is literally where it says number 2, put the cursor there, press enter, it will create your second step. Cursor in front of number 3 and it moves. So that's the easiest way to just create all the different steps. And then they will come as individual instructions for your Thermomix. All right. So mix speed for 5 seconds. I'm going to highlight that, press cooking settings, 5 seconds, speed 5, tick that off, done. Okay. You get really efficient at it as well. Any questions?
Yeah, the more you process.
Yeah, sorry. The more you warm up to it. Yeah.
Yeah. And you can see, like, obviously it does take a bit of process, but in the long run, you're not having to think about what you're doing. It's already preset. So you save time in the long run, I guess. Absolutely.
Can you do editing via an iPad? Natasha, I don't think, do you know what? I haven't tried it on my iPad. I don't think you can because it's like an iPhone. I think just on a laptop, but let me get back to you. I'll try it on my iPad once I get off, and then I'll let you know. I think it's just on a computer.
Yeah, my understanding's the same. Some type of desktop or computer based.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not to Cookidoo can be accessed anywhere. It's just the adjustments and the adding. I think it's just that part of that you do need a desktop. Any questions? I think I've covered everything.
I think you have too.
Yeah, I think.
Great job covering everything.
Good overview, hopefully. Any other questions? Great. Thanks, Tammy.
I was going to ask a question, Teresa. What happens when you adjust a recipe? Was there something on the screen to edit so that you can save it?
Yes. So we'll go to my recipes. Say these lunch. Well, say we want to. So say like ingredients. Adjust ingredients, Reen.
Mm-hmm.
So you press the little pencil in the corner, and then you go into edit mode. So that means now you can adjust anything on the screen. So see this little pencil?
Yeah.
Adjust that. And then if you press it, now it's in adjusting mode. So I could make that 600 grams of self-raising flour and then press tick. And once you've done all of that, you go to the corner at the top and it says confirm.
Okay.
And then that saves any changes. Is that that's what you meant? Yeah.
Perfect. Yep. Thanks.
So that's all right. So just press confirm. So it's like you go into edit mode, press the pencil, make the adjustment. Say if I want to change the title, press that, and it goes into edit mode.
Mm-hmm.
And then press confirm, press done, and then that saves the whole recipe.
Perfect. Thanks.
You can have fun with that.
And I guess the beauty of that too is if you bugger something up or you've decided, it needs more of something, you can always just adjust. You're not having to rewrite everything again. So it's quite needable in that sense.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a really good point. So cook away, see what you like. Like even I say to everyone, something on Cookidoo might not be your thing. Like but you can adjust it, you can change it. You don't have to make that, locked in with guided cooking. You don't have to do that, but you've got the option to. Okay, so it's all optional. But it's just showing you, I hope what tonight's done is just showed you that there's so many options and possibilities that you can actually do with Cookidoo. And yeah, oh, Natasha, she's just.
Yeah, just say lots of flexibility, but it's now what to cook, definitely.
Yeah, Natasha said goodbye to her 5 on the weekend. We're having tea, so you've got complete freedom with this one, which means you can access all of this on your Cookidoo, on your screen, on your Thermomix, and you'll be able to, no limits, no limitations at all.
Congratulations. Yeah, that's exciting. And
no limitations, which will be fun. What to cook? It's often my question. What to cook? Oh, sorry.
Oh no, I was just saying, but yeah, no, I'm definitely looking forward to, because I sort of fell a little bit out of love and sort of just put it away, the TM5, but just seeing what the TM6 can sort of do now, I think definitely makes it a bit more exciting.
It certainly does. And like I had the Fine for 5 years and I upgraded. I was like, do I need to? Yeah, did it. And then literally 2 weeks later, I became a consultant to get a second one. That's how much I love the 6. So if that tells you anything, but yeah, and Cookidoo has just improved vastly over that time. So it just gives us more and more options, and it just keeps getting better and better. So yeah, it's literally that. It's not often, if I cook something again, it's because we truly love it, but more often than not, I'm trying something new every single week. And that's something I definitely did not do with my 5, and I definitely didn't do pre-Thermomix.
I agree with that, definitely.
Yeah.
There's too much on offer.
Too much on offer. Sometimes there's a lot, you get overwhelmed. Like, what can I cook? Yeah, a lot of options. Any other questions?
Yeah.
But please ask, like, if you're doing something and you're not sure. I'm going to stop the recording.
Yeah.
Stop sharing. Yeah, please